Now, how did we come apart? How did Relativity come about? How did we get that one?
That was a beat that I found when I found the Quality Time beat, the original one. We ended up changing the beat later, but yeah, it was the same beat maker on BeatStars, and so that kind of had the vibe that I was envisioning,
Yeah.
um, and so it just kind of started from there. I don't even know how the word relativity came into my head. Um, no idea. I know I was inspired. That song in particular was inspired by Amel Larue. She had, her latest project wasn't the jazz one. It was the one with, I think it's called Ice Cream Every Day. And
Oh
she
yeah,
had
yeah,
some,
yeah.
and she had some songs kind of had that same vibe to them.
Mhm.
So honestly, Katie, I cannot tell you where these lyrics come from. It's just like divine intervention or something.
Oh yeah, sure. Because
And so
I could tell you
yeah,
none of what I was talking about come from. but
yeah.
but that song in particular, Relativity. I remember when you sent me the beat, I heard it, and we done the hook. We done the hook at my house.
And I had the verse as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
already had the verse and the hook written. So yeah, I
yeah.
think we did record it
Yeah, because we did that. That was one of the songs that we actually did at my house.
at your house. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had redone my verse later, but I remember hearing it and me like, "Man, how am I going to come on this song?" So I started thinking about Brian McKnight. That's where my
Mhm.
feel came from. So I was like, I got to go 05, 06 Brian McKnight and kind of just go, kind of offbeat it a little bit. So that's where my vibe
Yeah.
come from that for the first verse. And I said, man, if I can nail this is out of here. And
Yeah, it's kind of like an intellectual love song, I call it.
yeah,
Um because it's about like synchronicity and like, seeing somebody in a different space time, and maybe it's not quite there yet, but then the stars align, if you will, and that's how it all manifests. But yeah, I don't know where it came from, to be honest
yeah.
with you. I kept
That's
thinking of I think there's a song that Mel had called Afraid, and it was kind of like she was talking about that same thing, like she's seeing this guy, in places she doesn't normally see him or whatever. She's seeing him in everything. And that's kind of like that. That's a small line from her song, like spawned a whole song, So,
yeah.
yeah.
And I remember when we were working on the hook in the background, I said, yeah, this is gonna be fire.
Mhm.
I kept thinking of different parts and different things to add once we got closer and closer to the end. And then when we actually finished the song, I said, man, Zil got to be on this record.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad that it started the album. I said, when I was syncing it together, I said, yeah, this has to start it, and he's got to introduce the album. So,
Yeah, I like how he cleaned up the
yeah,
Virginia West Side.
yeah.
Yeah, I caught that.
I had to make sure he said that too.
I almost wore a West Virginia shirt for that reason today, but
Okay,
I
okay.
went with my Knicks instead. So
Good times, good times.